And thank you for all of you for joining us here tonight to celebrate what I think has been a very productive day. And as you know, we are here in Kenya with many of the Kenyan government representatives and U.S. representatives to held the third U.S.-Kenya bilateral strategic dialogue. Many of you may not know that there's only 4 countries in Africa that have a bilateral strategic relationship with the United States, and Kenya is one. And so we were thrilled to be able to come together and have really a yearly checkup on how we're doing together, what we need to work on, what's going well, and what we see in the future. And I think the discussions today reminded me, at least, of the sheer volume of the ways in which our 2 countries work together to advance our shared priorities, and with multiple agencies on either side. But it was, I think, very effective day. We tackled together, I think, some complex challenges to peace and security in East Africa. Everyone knows about the strife in Ethiopia, Somalia, the DRC, but we also spent quite a bit of time talking about what's occurring in Sudan, which is a humanitarian crisis. And Kenya's role in trying to really help settle that dispute along with the United States and many other countries. We also talked about the successful collaboration during Kenya's recent tenure on the UN Security Council, which I think was very well received by the United Nations and many other countries, and we want to build on that work. We also discussed how we can work together to achieve the HIV/AIDS epidemic control in Kenya by 2020. Kenya is tantalizingly close to epidemic control, and it's been really a remarkable success story, I think, broadly in Africa. But I have very good visibility into Kenya, and I have to say, I think this is one of the best government programs that's ever been put in place. It's really a remarkable success story. We also, of course, talked about trade and investment. And, I think many of us have a view of leading with trade and investment, with job creation, good job creation with benefits and a steady paycheck is the way to ultimately keep people from the hands of extremism. And, if you don't have a good job and you don't know how to feed your family, sometimes it's pretty attractive to be brought into something that is not in, Kenya's best interest, or frankly, the Horn of Africa's best interest, or the United States' best interest. So we also know that without the involvement of the private sector, none of this would be possible. And for those of you who have inputted into the decisions that we've made with the Kenyan government to help improve the investment climate in Kenya, thank you for that. We have so many partners in Kenya who have had a chance to input into this from the private sector. In fact, the president of Kenya held a roundtable with about 12 business leaders from American companies in Kenya to talk about things that could really make a difference in the investment climate. And I think the president really appreciated it. CS Korea was there. It was a very, very productive, because it's one thing to hear from the US government, it's quite another to hear from actual business leaders in your country to talk about how an issue directly affects them. So finally, I'd like to just give a toast to the Kenyan delegation. Thank you for all of your work. Thank you for traveling 25 hours. By the way, those of you who haven't done this recently, it's 25 hours. Like, from beginning to end, it doesn't get any faster than that. So I wanted to say thank you, and the delegation, CS Matua is off, I think, trying to negotiate Sudan. But so the most senior person here from the Kenyan government is CS Korea, who he and I work very closely together on trade and investment. So cheers, the government of Kenya. You guys are great.